Before the Super Bowl, right-wing media leaders make ridiculous conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift. Editors note, this story was originally published in the Reliable Sources newsletter. Register here to receive the daily summary that tracks the changing media landscape. New York. The conservative media is furious about Taylor Swift. Influential MAGA media figures have begun spreading conspiracy theories about pop star Selena Gomez, advancing the insane idea that she is a part of a massive psychological operations scheme orchestrated by the NFL and Democratic Party to hand President Joe Biden the 2024 presidential election. This is in response to the Chiefs' path to Super Bowl LVII. The criticism of Swift has been mounting for weeks. See Fox News anchor Jesse Watters questioning Swift about being a Pentagon asset on his primetime show earlier this month, for example, but it reached a breaking point on Monday. The strained relationship stems from Swift's support of President Joe Biden in 2020 and her relationship with Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, who took part in a commercial for Pfizer, a large pharmaceutical company. Fuel was added to the fire on Monday by a story in the New York Times that stated Biden would seek Swift's support once more this year. Vivek Ramaswamy, the failed 2024 presidential candidate who has disseminated conspiracy theories over the legitimacy of the 2020 election and the January 6 rebellion, said on X Monday, "I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month, and I'm curious if a significant presidential endorsement this autumn will come from a marriage that has been artificially and culturally supported. Here are just some wild conjectures. During the next 8 months, we'll see how it develops." In response to a post made by far-right conspiracy theorist Jack Posobiec, who published a version of the notion during an interview with well-known actress Roseanne Barr, who has recently become enmeshed in the far-right online figure swamp, Ramaswamy was acting appropriately. Posobiec stated that he thinks Taylor Swift would be used by the Democratic Party and other forces in an attempt to unseat Donald Trump in the election. Barr concurred, stating that the establishment will try to get on top of the next election by exploiting Swift's influence, as she definitely has consented to speak the way the establishment wants to be spoken of. It would not be shocking, of course, if Swift continued to support Biden as she did in 2020. After all, celebrity endorsements are standard practice in presidential races, and Swift has become increasingly involved in politics over the years, urging her followers to cast ballots. However, it is absurd to assume that Swift, one of the most influential celebrities on the planet, is subtly being controlled by evil powers in a massive plot orchestrated by the establishment. But that is exactly the kind of discourse that has crept into the nation's increasingly contaminated information landscape. Benny Johnson, a well-known right-wing media figure with millions of followers on several social media platforms, stated on X that Taylor Swift is an op. "Everything is phony. You're the victim of deception." The Democrats are openly engaging in their Taylor Swift-style election meddling psyop, stated Laura Loomer, an Islamophobe who has been supported and encouraged by Trump. The fact that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are being supported by both current and former Biden administration officials is not a coincidence. Taylor Swift will serve as the spokesperson for their pro-abortion GOTV campaign. According to Salem media host Mike Crispy, the NFL is completely rigged for the Kansas City Chiefs, Taylor Swift, Mr. Pfizer, Travis Kelce, to promote right propaganda, all. Here's my prediction. KC wins, advances to the Super Bowl, and Swift appears during the halftime show to endorse Joe Biden while Kelce plays midfield. Crispy said, "It's all been an op since day one. The anti-intellectual nonsense never stops," recited by countless other MAGA media celebrities who make their living by pitching audiences on meaningless things. Some of this crazy thinking is simple to brush off as having little to do with reality. Furthermore, this problematic line of thinking is undoubtedly not the main one in the grand scheme of things. However, it would also be incorrect to completely ignore the hyperbole. The individuals endorsing it are powerful leaders inside the Republican Party with millions of followers who rely on them for news and information. Those who are disseminating conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift sound ridiculous because that is precisely what they are, stated Jared Holt, a researcher on extremism and misinformation for the nonprofit think tank Strategic Dialogue. However, they are also one of the most important information sources for contemporary conservatives, and they are financially secure.